My name is Stevon Lucero. I've been painting now for 47 years, but I never took art as a potential career or something I would do for the rest of my life. I always knew I was doing something different, but I didn't feel it was surrealism. I was always obsessed with mysticism, and I became more and more spiritual. When I decided I was going to be an artist, I wasn't going to do regular art. I was going to be the guy that put God back into art. I was fully involved in producing this stuff that I was calling metaphysical fantastic realism. And in college, that's when I really got serious about the art. And I developed what I now call meta-realism. And I not only created meta-realism as a form, I also invented this thing called Neo-Pre-Columbian. At that point, I had met a man named Tony Shear, and he was my best friend, and I learned an extraordinary amount from him. Recently, when you heard all of this stuff about the Mayan, the Mayan calendar and the Aztec calendar, the end of the world and the prophecies of Quetzalcoatl and stuff, he's the one who started it. One day he came up to me and he said, because he knew all about the calendar, he knew about codices, he knew about all of the thing about Aztec culture. He says, "Have you ever done a codice?" And I said, "No." Now, a codice are the books of the Aztecs, the picture books of the Aztecs. This is a codice figure here. Okay. That's taken from the codices. But he says, "You ever done it?" I said, "No." So I did one, and this is the version of it. This is from one of his books. The symbol of this is the tree of life. The four hands represent the four directions. This snake, these two snakes that are on here, there's two of them that are twining around the tree. They represent the duality of life, the yin and the yang, the up and the down, the good and evil. These bundles here they stand for the four elements of life. And then this thing that he's wearing on his head, that's a jaguar cult hat. And he's making a gesture. Now normally in a codice, when a person is talking, you will see little symbols come out of their mouth. Little hieroglyphic symbols. Either that or you'll see these little curlicues. They're just like little curly, which means he's talking. But here, there's nothing coming out of his mouth. He's silent. But he's making a gesture. And that gesture is, he's presenting something. Okay? I had this element here. What it is an amorphous tree. Like a cloud, it's that green thing flopping around. And then a sphere in the middle represents the soul. You see there's a little vague figure inside the sphere. That stands for what you believe in. If you're a Christian, that's Jesus. If you're a Jew, that's Messiah. If you're a Hindu, that's Krishna. If you're a Buddhist, that's Buddha. That symbolizes the idea of the return of faith in the soul of the individual. That's what I intended. A medicine man explained all of this to me. That's how come I know this. His name is Tlacayal. When Tlacayal, I had displaying this at a show, at an event, where Tlacayal was going to give a lecture. And he said, what are these things that you added here? And I said, well, the tree stands for this tree of life, and I explained the thing about the soul. And he says, do you know what you've done here? And I said, painted a picture, I didn't know. And he said, no. He says, that gesture that he's making with the two hands up, he's making a prophecy. There's no words coming out of him, which means this is a secret. And he says, what you did was you explained what that secret is. And the secret is, it's the return of the tree and the rebirth of faith. It starts first as idea. And idea changes the world. And it has changed us and changed the world since the beginning of time.